Hey, welcome back to my channel and another unscripted rant. Today I will be talking about my favorite album of the year so far. Kind of unconventional for me because it's not usually what I listen to, but I don't know, it's got this vibe about it and I just love it so much. And the album is, of course, you saw the title, To Exist With You by Madilyn. Alright, I don't have it on vinyl yet. I pre-ordered it, comes out in October on vinyl. But that's going up on my wall with my other 3 favorite albums of all time, which I may talk about later, but that's a secret for now. You'll find out at a later date. So let's get into this album and just kind of overall some of my thoughts on why I love it so much. Okay, first of all, this is... I bumped the mic. This album just has a sort of feeling about it that I have only gotten from a few other albums in my life. It gives you that feeling of like being outside in nature and just kind of vibing, like very cottagecore-y, I guess, if that's a word, if you can describe something that way. And you can see that from the album cover. Looks like this, right? We got her and a ghost chilling with some other little characters. She hand drew those characters. Pretty sure all the art and everything is hand drawn by Madilyn herself. So that's pretty cool. You'll see as I kind of go through the album and kind of talk about these different things, you'll see what I mean about the vibes. It's just got this feeling to it, man. It's so good. Let's get into it. So we have the first track, Little Long Legs. I'm not going to play the whole album for you. You can go do that on your own time. Also, spoilers for the album if you're one of those people that wants to listen to music first before they hear people talk about it. I will be playing snippets from the album, so just a fair warning. Listen to this intro part. You get this chord, and then, wait for it. Ooh. It feels very magical. It has like a sort of woodland magical vibe to it. And then you get into little guitar, ukulele, and some ooze. That part right there, especially the way that she does her humming, it reminds me a lot of old like 1920s 1930 cartoons, Alice in Wonderland, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, those kinds of movies, and the cartoons that came out around that time. And it just has this very nostalgic feeling to it that I love. And then we get into her singing part, and I'm going to play a little bit of this, but just listen to some of the lyrics.
I live my life like a coming-of-age film. Won't stop for some time, 'cause I'm coming of age still.
Alright, so this song is about growing up and becoming an adult and kind of reminiscing on the times of her past when she was scared of people and she would go hide in the washing machine, as she just talks about later in the song. And the song is called Little Long Legs because she's saying now she's too big to fit in the washing machine. But if you listen to the ending part, okay, listen to this part right here, because this is my favorite chord in the whole song when she says roll the credits. And then it goes into the little ending part. And the lyricism in her music is very, very interesting. So listen to the way she uses these lyrics to describe the situations. It's really unique. I love it.
Coming of age till the day that
I'm taking a drink of water. I love that. Best part of the song right there.
Someday I may just wrinkle and shrink down enough to still fit the washing machine. And I'll hide from my worries as my credits roll down on the screen.
Alright, so you get a little bit of a feel for how her style of music goes. Very solid first track, very solid opener. It's got that intro part that I talked about, and then it just kind of stays that way. There's a little part in the middle where more instrumentals come in, but again, I'm not here to just play the whole record. You can listen to it yourself if you want to. So let's go on to track 2, Sleeping in the Kitchen, featuring Addison Grace. This song is much more upbeat, by the way. Take a listen to this beginning part here. her and Addison, both of their harmonies together sound really, really good in this song. Their voices blend super well together. So I'm going to skip to some parts later on. Listen to how their voices blend. It's really, really cool.
Keep saying I wanna move on, but if I don't let it all last, it'll end just as fast as it started. Going in reverse, days I've rehearsed, finding where
And then you go back into sort of this part of the song.
Undo it all in all. I don't wanna be a story.
But you get kind of the idea of this song. I'm gonna play just a little bit of the final chorus here.
No, no, no. Sleeping in the kitchen, singing in the morning. Someday when it's over, what is there to tell? Sleeping in the kitchen.
I love this part at the end here.
Singing in the morning. Someday when you're mourning, picture a happy end.
This song I love, especially that ending part where they're layering. What is it? I think Addison is singing the chorus part and Madilyn's singing the verse part, and the way their voices overlap and the two parts of the song fit in together, like it's really, really cool. Also, throughout the whole song, they've got little kitchen sounds. So they have like people whistling and dishes being washed and clinking and of silverware. It's just a really fun song. It's a fun song with a lot of atmosphere to it. So the next track, Danny, is kind of a tribute to Madilyn's sister Danny. So listen to some of these lyrics. It starts with, Danny, where you gonna go? Broadway someday? What a show you'll put on. And Danny, I don't know why they give you such a hard time, but the pleasure will be all mine someday to say, I know her. They told her maybe next time, but she's already gone. So it's about how her sister has been kind of rejected from acting, even though that seems to be her passion. This is an encouraging song where Madilyn's encouraging her to pursue her dreams, saying that one day she'll be able to look at her and say, wow, I knew her before she was famous. That's my sister. So it's just a really cute song about a supportive sister. In terms of instrumentals, it's pretty basic. There's a few other sound effects in the background, but it's mostly, I think, just guitar and vocals. I'm going to play a little bit of it here just so you can get an idea. Hear that like background guitar sound, electric guitar almost.
Danny, where you gonna go? Broadway someday, what a show you'll put on. And Danny,
I love these chords. They're so good. They're so beautiful.
Danny, just how far you'll go.
If you check this song out on YouTube, she did a video of it, and she choreographed a dance for Danny to do for the video. So if you watch the video, her sister Danny is doing a little dance to the song. It's really pretty good. You should watch it if you like this music. On to the next track, track 4, which is To Exist With You, the title track, Reimagined. So this is a reimagining of a song that she wrote earlier, except there's more stuff going on now. So this song is really fun, especially the chorus part. I'm going to play a little bit of the beginning so you can get a feel for how it goes, and then I'm going to skip to a later part and you'll see it gets really fun.
Loud makers make pollution. There's a lady on a mountain smoking who knows what. Just breathe through your mouth and don't roll the windows down. Hold your breath in every thought, no. Give me a boost into the caboose.
So that's the beginning part. It's kind of that same melody a little bit with some of the chorus stuff. And then it goes into an ending part where there's like a whole big band that comes in. So I'm going to skip to that part.
Time, but hopefully we don't get hurt. 'Cause I love to exist with you. I do.
Banger! Let's go!
I love to exist with you. I do. I love to exist with you. I do.
See, just a really fun, feel-good song. It says, this song, To Exist With You Reimagined, is a fun and upbeat song about wanting to be with your friend. It's a fun song. I love it. Next track, Tea Leaves. This one gets into a bit more sad territory. So some of the tracks on here, especially on the later half of the album, get a little bit more melancholy and sadder. I'm not 100% certain about the meaning of the song, but my interpretation of this is it's about somebody that Madilyn is close to, be it friend, relative, whatever. It's about somebody that she's close to that seems kind of depressed and probably self-destructive. It starts kind of happy, singing about drinking tea. The lyric that has stuck with me the most is this one right here. Listen.
Smoke from the toast is a breath of fresh air.
So she says, smoke from the toast is a breath of fresh air. The storyline of this song, it starts off, she's like, oh, I'm drinking tea. I'm paraphrasing here. It's like, I'm drinking tea. You're making me toast, but you're off in the other room. And then she says, smoke from the toast is a breath of fresh air. And this, I think, is like some sort of metaphor where usually, you know, smoke isn't really fresh. You wouldn't think of smoke being a breath of fresh air. But in this case, there's something special about that line in the rest of the context of the song when she's singing about somebody who is depressed, probably. And if they feel suffocated in their normal life, then something going out of whack or out of the daily routine, like burning toast, that smoke could be a breath of fresh air for them. I don't know, just my interpretation of it. Very much a sadder sort of song. Right, we got this sort of feel to it.
What could be sad about these things?
See, much different vibe than the other songs. So we heard, which are much more upbeat. Then we get to track 6, Slippers. Just take a listen to the beginning part here.
I'll wear my slippers to the studio as I try to write a song. Change the words over and over, lose each rhyme in the drafts I make.
This song feels very much like a product of COVID, or something that she wrote during COVID, definitely. I'll wear my slippers to the studio as I try to write a song. Change the words over and over, lose each rhyme in the drafts I make. I want to travel the world, I want to stay in my bed. I want to live, but to live, you risk winding up dead. The part in the beginning here, where she says, change the words over and over, lose each rhyme with the drafts I make. That part kind of reminds me a little bit of what's the one 21 Pilot song where he's like,
I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang.
Because where he like doesn't do the rhyme there, and then she's singing about losing rhymes and she doesn't do the rhyme here. So it kind of gives me the same kind of feeling there. She might have got inspiration from that a little bit. And then you get into this part of the song where she says, you wear your slippers in the mosh pit, I'll wear mine jumping on the stage. Someday soon, I'll stop being a caveman hibernating in my cave. And then the song ends on later, someday soon we'll all stop being cavemen hibernating in our caves. Feels very COVID-y to me. Like you're stuck at home, you're wearing your slippers, and you just want to go out and do stuff, but you can't, and you're stuck. And she has this part of the song where she says, want to travel the world, want to stay in my bed. And then she has an extension to that where she says, I want to drown in the sea, but I'm so scared to drown. I want to see what the birds see without looking down. So she wants to travel the world and go places and do things and see different things, but there's a lot of risk to that as well. And then especially with COVID and all that too, that was, I'm sure, another part on top of that. But compared with the semi-dark and depressing lyricism, the music is very, very upbeat and happy.
Wanna drown in the sea, but I'm so scared to drown. Wanna see what the birds see without looking down.
So you've got this almost bass guitar thing going on in the background, doom 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 doom, and then you got some drums going on in here, which I don't think there are many drums in this song. Album. I said song. There are many drums in this album, except for a couple of them, and this is one of them. And I think it really fits it well because it has that feeling of you want to be excited and go out and do things and see the world and all of this, but there's still a little bit of reluctance in a way. Moving on to song 7, Claire Jones. This song I don't know the full context of either, but this one feels very much like someone in her life, probably sounds like an aunt or grandma or mother or somebody who is working and is kind of sad and doesn't really understand her place in life. But Madilyn is singing from the perspective of, oh my goodness, I think you're amazing. I want to be like you when I grow up. So looking at these lyrics, it starts with, she's an RN working for the weekends. He's back, but she doubts he plans to stay. Another patient passed last week, and she waits in the driveway to finish crying. She's Claire Jones. And then she goes into some more stuff about this woman, Claire Jones, who I'm not sure, no, there's nothing really here on Genius about it. And she goes into more about this woman. If you could change a single thing, you'd change your name. A white rose in the desert, drowning in the rain. Oh, the desert used to be dry, and now the rain's pouring from her eyes. This song hits, man. I'm getting a little teary-eyed just reading these lyrics. Then it gets into a little bit more of a more optimistic kind of side of things, where she goes into this verse. She says, "A wallflower till she goes outside. She hikes a mountain like it's nothing and dances in the sky until her eyes dry. And Claire Jones, you're sad, your hair is turned gray. But Claire Jones, don't you know you're gorgeous either way?" And then another part of the song that I skipped over, I'm going back here. "And Claire Jones, you don't know your strength, but Claire Jones, don't you know I long to be as strong someday." So she's admiring this woman and talking about all the wonderful things that she sees in her, but that she can't see in herself. The melodies are really good. The harmony, let me play a little bit of this ending part, especially because when she gets into that part where she's talking about her hair turning gray, like I mentioned, a violin comes in and it's so good. Let me find it.
And Claire Jones, you're sad, your hair's turned gray. And Claire Jones,
This violin is so good.
don't you know you're gorgeous either way?
Really solid, more mellow track, but the lyrics are amazing. This is probably one of my favorite songs from a lyrical standpoint. Then we get into the next one, track 8, Florida. This song, it sounds like it's, again, I don't know the full actual meaning behind it, but the way I interpret it as is she's talking to a family member or a really close friend who has moved away to Florida. This person talks about how much they love Florida, and Madilyn kind of resents this person for that. So listen to some of these lyrics. "Tell me all about how much you love Florida. What's she gonna give you that we couldn't give? Tell me all about how much you love Florida. I'll try and forgive while you get to live. And you never liked this town anyhow, so congrats on that. You finally get to leave. Tell me all about how much you love Florida. Can't go out without her name coming up. Tell me all about how she was much better than any of us. If you're glad to go, I'm not sad to see you leave. Tell me all about it when you're in Florida. Give me a call so I can hang up. Funny how you're happy just about anywhere except here with us." So a lot of resentment behind these lyrics. Like it's a very sort of mellow song, but she sounds almost angry in the lyrics. But when she sings the song and you hear what she sings, she sounds just sad. So listen to some of this at the ending here.
Give me a call so I can hang up.
And again, this is just like voice and ukulele with a little bit of atmosphere background stuff.
Except here with us.
Very solid song. I love the lyrics in this song too. They're really, really good. Moving on to track 9, Missing Mr. Cat / The Milk Carton Reprise. So the Milk Carton was a song that she released earlier, and it's not part of this album. It will be on the vinyl record as like a bonus track, she said, but I don't have the vinyl yet. I will hopefully soon. But this song is kind of like a mishmash of Missing Mr. Cat and then the Milk Carton Reprise. So the Missing Mr. Cat part of the song, she's singing about a cat that probably ran away. "I really miss you. Just hope you're somewhere with a roof. It's getting hot now. I'll put your bowl out. Come home soon." So she's singing about this cat that she lost and really misses. It's pretty straightforward lyrically. Then we get into the Milk Carton Reprise, which it's a strange song lyrically. If you want to listen to it, listen to the lyrics. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but however, it is the best melody she has ever written by far. And she enhances it in this version of it, the reprise version. It's good in the original, but she makes it better with this. She does this like overlapping harmony thing with her voice, and the way that the harmony fits together at certain parts, it creates these cluster chords that are just beautiful. Let me find that part for you. You can listen to it. Take a listen to this melody, and then when the layering harmonies come in, especially, oh my goodness, this is the best stuff she's ever written melodically.
How many lives think I'm down to my ninth? It'll all be alright. It'll all be alright. Right, left, and go right.
Speeds up a little bit.
I've been here before.
Listen.
Through a door, feel a bite till I feel nothing more. It'll all be alright. It'll all be alright. It will end in disaster. I couldn't win, just couldn't be.
Man, dude, those harmonies! How can you not love those? Oh, it's so good. That's the best stuff she's ever written melodically, hands down. No doubt in my mind. That's incredible. Next song, number 10, Let's Be Friends, Reimagined. This song, fairly self-explanatory. It's about wanting to be friends with somebody. So the lyrics start off, "Life is so two-dimensional, let's be friends, make it official, be each other's favorite cartoon characters, and we'll never fit in, but we fit in the screen together." So it's about her and this whoever else she wants to be friends with, and she's like, hey, we're a bunch of weirdos, let's be friends together, you know, that kind of thing. And then the lyrics end here with, and we don't need a thing at all but silly hats and talking dogs and cats and frogs and hollow logs to hide in when the rain is falling till the credits roll. Now this is the second time that she's mentioned the credits. She mentioned it before in the first track, if you remember, and it has a sort of double meaning like the end of her life, basically. She's like, let's be friends until we die, pretty much. And you'll see some more credits references a bit later, but we're reaching the end of the album now. Before we get to the last 2 tracks of the album though, let me play a little bit of this for you. This song's a bop, not gonna lie, this is a good one.
And we don't need a thing at all but silly hats and talking dogs and cats and
The more
frogs
upbeat,
and
happier
hollow
song,
logs.
right? Because, you know, lyrically it's happier too.
Is falling.
Moving on to the last 2 songs. The last song that's actually a song, because the outro is just a little 57-second long outro track. When the World Ends. Listen to this beginning. I'm going to talk over the beginning a little bit, but just listen. You can tell just from the title, When the World Ends, and the way this instrumental beginning part comes in, you can tell what kind of song you're in for. Then you get these more instrumentals coming in. It's so good. Lyrically, this song is kind of talking about how some people can grow apart in life, and they're kind of reminiscing on past times and the good times that they had in the past. But she has this part in the chorus that she keeps repeating. Let's all make a plan to find each other if the world ends. When she comes back to the chorus again, she says, let's all make a plan to find each other when the world ends. A little bit of fun wordplay there, where she says if the first time and then when the second time. And she's got these really interesting lyrics here. Listen to this part. I'm out of school, but I'll wait for you, though we're on different paths in life. Let's visit Lily at the ice cream shop, rescue her from work. Olive's in school, she's Danny's age, someday they'll graduate, but until then, I'll wait. Let's all make a plan to find each other when the world ends. So she's talking about all her friends that she's had, and how even though they might separate, they might go their separate ways for a little bit, she wants them all to come back together before the end. It's so good. Man. Not going to spoil the ending of this song for you, but just, I mean, go listen to this album if you haven't yet. If you're watching this video and you aren't interested in this album, why not? What are you, stupid? It's a good album. Go listen to it. And then we have the final song, the credits, which I'm just going to talk over it because it's 57 seconds. Did I hear a woof? I can't tell. I have my headphones on. Anyway, let's keep going. So this song, being the other reference to the credits that I was talking about, this is kind of like, you know, the credits to the album, but also like looking forward, what's to come, the credits to one's life is what it kind of feels like. But there's a lot of hope and a lot of sort of happiness in these chords, like especially at this part of the song. And then the way it ends is really interesting. If you remember back to the beginning of the video when I played the intro to the first song, I played that for a reason, because this album does one of my favorite things that an album can do, and it's when you have the ending of the album kind of loop back around to the beginning and sound kind of similar to that. So listen to this part. And then it cuts off. And that's the end of the album. It's so good. Let's listen to the beginning part again. Listen. Same part. Same part comes back in. I love when albums loop like that. There's only one other album off the top of my head that I can think of, but I'm pretty sure there's more that I know that do that. The album Savages by the Dolly Thundering Concept does this, where it kind of starts with like weird construction, like industrial noises in the beginning, and then it ends the same way. Like it ends on like a big breakdown, and then it kind of fades out, and you hear the construction noises, and you're like, oh, it's the beginning, and then it like loops back around. But I love that. That's one of my favorite things that an album can do to make me love it instantly. Yeah, there you go. There's my explanation of some of the different songs, why I love these different songs. Oops, I hit a thing. Sorry. Why I love these different songs, why I love this album, why just as a whole it's a really solid work of art. It's not like each song is a single by itself. They really do feel cohesive, even though they do have their own identity and they do feel separate in a sort of a single format. It's one of those albums that you can put on from start to finish. It's only like 35 minutes. Let me see. Is it how long is it? Yeah, 35 minutes. It's only 35 minutes long. It's a short album. But you can listen to the whole thing all the way through, or you can go back and listen to singles. Listening to it all the way through, you really get the feeling of like the happiness in the beginning part, and then as it starts to get sadder and then almost wistful, but then kind of happy again towards the end, and then the credits obviously looping back around to the first song on the album, which I'm just a huge sucker for. Overall, I would give this album 10 out of 10. It's perfect. I have no qualms with this. Nothing bad to say about it. There's not a single bad track. There's not a single bad moment. There's not anything more I would want from it. There's not anything that I think detracts from the overall themes. The art is beautiful. Her voice is beautiful. Everything about it is beautiful. I can't wait to get the vinyl and hang it up on my wall. But yeah, that'll do it for today's video. If you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, stick around for more, and I might talk about the other albums on my wall that I have that I love and I think are also 10 out of 10 albums. So stick around for that, because I will definitely be doing those later, just because I love talking about music so much. And there are a couple albums on here that I could spend a long time discussing. So I'll try to do some videos on those and shorten those down a little bit. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you stuck around to the end, cool. I don't have anything for you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.